Hey everybody, Nick for Trouble Planet here, and thanks for stopping by again. If you've been keeping up with our latest videos, then you know that we finally did it. We wrapped up our run of Dark Souls 3 while playing the Titanite is Unbreakable mod, while layering on our own ill-advised drinking game on top of that. And I feel like we're all richer for the experience. But we want to know how you feel about the whole thing. I mean, by the numbers, we can look at the views and tell that most of you are thinking, thank fuck, that whole elongated series is finally over, in which case, you probably share the same sentiment as Kyle's wife, as well as his liver. For those of you who did stick along through the whole ride, though, we do want to know what you think. Did you prefer that it was a longer form series, or do you like the shorter runs? Did you like that we played through a mod, or do you prefer vanilla? We're just curious. Even though we are 3 walking cases for narcissistic personality disorder, we also have an insatiable and inscrutable desire to entertain that even ourselves could not divine the root of. So we would like for this to be a little bit more of an interactive experience if we can. Just drop down into the comments and let us know how you feel. And in the meantime, while you gather your thoughts, here are a few minutes of material that for one reason or another just didn't make its way into an episode of the Dark Souls run. Thanks for stopping by Trouble Planet. We'll see you next time.
Oh, she sounds like Rosalina.
Yeah, you remember how Rosalina was blind and bound to a bonfire?
Kinda. I mean, the Starite people are kind of little bonfires. It was all about feeding that fire.
A star is like a bonfire in outer space.
Oh.
I mean, we're kind of bound to one, aren't we?
A star is like a bonfire in outer space.
Douglas.
A bonfire that we're all permanently bound to, Douglas. And he's like getting ready to
Much
kill
like the
himself.
Dark Souls you seem to love so well. When we die, we just return to it.
The nonplussed Doug Funny looking on as Mr. Dink is on his roof. He's like talking about starlight and shit. And later that night, he overdoses himself on medicine.
Oh.
You were so close to saying Ambien, I could tell.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I didn't. I wasn't sure if I don't know which kinds of drugs you can feasibly kill yourself on. I'm not a chemist, so I decided to just keep it vague because I didn't want to look like an idiot while I talk about Mr. Dink killing himself.
Yeah, I mean, you could say, like, he found his Wellbutrin prescription tossed in the trash can.
No, he found Tippy's last antidepressant dose before she died, unrelated, in a piss-related accident. Right before Doug goes off to college, he sees Mr. Dank on his roof. The last thing he has in Bluffington is about to leave for who knows how long. He's like, he just has a weird conversation with Mr. Dank about the stars and how we're all bound to them. And he doesn't.
Once you're gone, there's nothing left for me here, Douglas. There's nothing left for me anywhere.
I'm sorry about Mrs. Dink. Oh, Douglas, it's all right.
Oh my.
Everyone's time comes.
You're not the one who should be sorry.
You're not the one who should be sorry, Doug. You're young. You have your whole life ahead of you. Now's not the time for regrets. That's the province of old men like me.
You'll have time for that when you're my age. And gets a tear in his eye.
He's had tears in his eyes the whole time, but he's looking up, and Doug's below him, so he can't see it. He's deliberately looking towards the moon.
This is also one of those situations. It's like the earliest time that he's seen an adult cry.
Well, he's not sure.
That
he kind of spots.
Mr. Dink.
He sees the light reflecting off his cheeks a little bit, and he's like, "Dear journal, I'm not sure what tears look like."
I'm not sure what I saw.
I'm not sure what I saw. That was the saddest Mr. Dink has looked since the time I broke the grill that looks like his fucking face.
My grill!
And then, and so, like, Doug's packing up to go off to university. Aged pork chop gives one weak bark as he drives off, and then Mr. Dink, not taking his eyes off the sky. He hasn't moved his eyes even a tiny bit the whole time, like the past half hour. And he's like, "Good night, Douglas." And then, you know, he's got like classical music blaring, He's got like some very expensive fucking stereo player, like some 90s ass stereo system hooked up, and he's playing.
Yeah,
like,
he's playing the record, not just the song, but the record.
The whole
that
record.
They had playing at he and Tippy's wedding.
He's got the planets, you know, like what's his name? But like the one that starts off with Mars, and it's like dun dun dun,
yeah.
and then it turns into like all the more lighthearted ones, and that's what he kills himself to in his bathtub. But like while he's setting up, it's Mars, the bringer of war, you know.
Right.
Sure.
The thing from the like Adventure Brothers, but then like he drifts off during Neptune, the magician.
Yes.